see on my phone.
Come on, dashboard, load up, you fucking knobhead. Ah, there we go.
Oh god, it'd help if I actually had my character sheet open. Okay.
It says episode 2, it's episode 3, but nobody cares apart from me. So who remembers the bombshell?
Hello?
Everything went bad.
It went good.
Everything is on
Can you hear
fire
me?
except not on fire.
Yes, we can.
Excellent. My phone died hard.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Right.
So, until it cools down, it won't actually turn on. So, PC tonight then it is.
Yay! Faithful old Master
Jesus,
Race.
that's hot.
Close you.
Just- Don't have a webcam.
Right.
Okay,
I don't even have a
so,
witty name for this episode.
so yeah, so if people remember, there was like a long portion at the end where we discussed the book, the very evil book that Nathan got, but due to narrative reasons and possibly everybody ended up in a total TPK apart from Nook. I thought it'd be a lot better if we retconned the item that he got to something that didn't deter away from the fact that he got a really good fucking card, and also, you know, something that's good, something that actually add to the campaign rather than everybody.
It's got function.
Yeah. You know,
Does it
everybody
shoot
involved in
rainbows?
characters. Maybe someday.
Aw.
He's got a unicorn. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah! Aw.
Evil unicorn.
Called Gerald.
No. Garrel.
No, I'm trying not to.
I love how you guys are
trademark,
naming my
trademark.
unicorn.
We gave you a butt ruby. Who gave him a butt ruby? I can't remember who.
No one
the
gave-
butt ruby.
It was
He
me.
gave himself.
He gave himself the butt ruby, right?
You know
I
that
made a joke, and Ryan made it canon, and I love him. For it.
If Nook got a unicorn, he'd just call it like Reginald Jr. or something like that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Or like Mega Reginald.
Mega Reginald.
Super Reginald.
Regisold or something.
Almighty Reginald.
Oh, spells.
Okay, has everybody got their stuffs open and whatnot?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I'm all ready.
Ready. Okay, so if I remember correctly, everybody was standing around the paralyzed body of Crex. At the end of
Let me mute myself.
I was about to say, yeah, like the last thing you need is the person who's actually dead just being like,
Haha, losers. Yeah, so
doing your living.
you're all standing around the body of Crex. I do believe it was late afternoon. I'm probably misremembering that, but for the sake of fucking me looking through number of notebooks, that's what it's going to be. So yes, people's reactions. What's the plan? What are you doing?
Fuck! I didn't get this far with my planning. I thought I was gonna be evil as shit. I don't know, man. Holy fuck! So Crex is just out. She's just out on the floor.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Homer.
yeah, it's kind of like the body's lost. It's kind of like when a puppet loses its puppeteer, except for it's not completely without life. There is like a rigidity to it. So if you think of like a mannequin, where you could move her arms or tilt her head, it kind of stays in that sort of position. But it's kind of like she dropped to her knees, head sunk down, so chin's touching chest and arms just fell down to the side.
And like, hold on. So the last thing that happened was, Crex did that. Genevieve tried to tackle me. I know Artemis tried to do some weird shit, but Crex has fallen out. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, there's a couple of people like walk past and like just have a look. There's like two women, just like in general conversation that walk past, and like both of them stare at Crex as they walk past and then carry on talking to whatever they're doing.
I guess I'm just gonna run up to her and try to like wake her up. You know, like just shake her, slap her, you know, anything. Like I just, you know, she needs to wake up.
You shake her, you know, mouth open. You hear the teeth chatter as you shake her quite aggressively. Slap her across the face a few times. Nothing.
And what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm just stood there, like staring, kind of shocked to silence, dumbfounded, not sure what to do.
Yeah. So none of you obviously know what exactly has happened to her, but she's gone into this like sort of catatonic state.
I think Nook kind of looks at everyone and says, "Well, are you just going to stand there? We've got to help her."
Do we know where a healer is in this place at all?
You know as much as I do. I've never been here before, but Valdane might know.
The barkeep said that there was in the chapel. What's wrong with her?
She won't wake up. But she's obviously not dead, right? She's breathing. She's like... She's living, but she's just not conscious, basically. Is that Nook's understanding?
Yes. That is his understanding.
Ignatia will try and pick Rex up. See how that goes with the very tall dwarf.
Who just got, like, really heavy
Yeah, I know, right?
shit.
I mean, any of you are welcome to try and help. So I need to, like, make a strength check.
I'll let you make a strength check, you know what I mean?
I don't think it's gonna go well if I'm completely honest with you. I have about as much faith in me. I put all of my stats into sass and nothing into strength.
Nice.
So. Oh fuck. Yeah, I have literally +0 to strength. This is gonna go swimmingly. 13. Do I even lift her off the floor?
Yeah. You struggle a little, but you do manage to get her off the ground.
While you guys try to struggle picking up Cracks, I'm going to look at Genevieve and say, do you know where? Did she say where this chapel was?
It's a chapel.
We went past it, didn't we, Ryan?
Yes.
Oh, we went past it. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Dope.
it's within the settlement.
How big is it? Is it decent sized?
Yeah, I mean it's a modest one. It's definitely seen better days. It looks like it's been within the settlement probably just as long as the settlement's been there. It does have on the front where the doors are, which are two huge doors, roughly about 25 to 30 feet high and about 15, 18 foot in width, like two set of double doors. There is a symbol that's at the top of the door, that's of a blazing sun.
Right. And how far away is it, would you say, from the point that we're at?
Oh, so it's only like a 5-minute walk. It's not even that.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't need to blow a spell on this. Yeah. It would be cool, though, but I'm not going to. I guess I don't know. I'm lost. I think Nook will try and help Ignatius to carry Crex. However, even if it's just holding a bag, like holding her shit, like
yeah, you could probably take her weapons. I mean,
yeah, definitely. Just trying to lower the weight as much as possible so Ignatius can get there quicker. I think is what Nook's doing.
And then we haul ass to the chapel, I'm assuming.
I mean, yeah, I'm hoping you are.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, I'm not just going to be the one strolling up somewhere with, like, a completely
like,
ruined body, and everyone's just going to be like, what did you do? I need an alibi here.
You do get a few funny looks from people that are you know, passing by, or just, you know, just notice you you know, moving this dwarf's comatose body through the settlement towards the chapel. It's more that they're just being nosy than anything else.
Right. So I'll try and run ahead if no one else is, to kind of like get to the chapel first, open the doors, make sure that, you know, that Ignatia isn't having to like wait for someone to open the door for her and shit like that. It's just like a straight in to the
So I'm not going to be trying to use Crex as a battering ram. I'm not meant to be doing that.
No, I'm going to have to deny you that pleasure.
What is Artemis doing?
Absolutely nothing. Artemis hasn't moved.
Neither is Jen.
All right, Ignatia, let's go on a
Sure.
Save
Jen.
our friend.
Jen's kind of slightly turn to Artemis and she say, I'm going to kill him.
Feel free. I'm out.
He did this. If he hadn't have bought that fucking box, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. No denying that.
He got the knowledge of ages gone by, and she is left with what? We don't even know what's happened to her. I don't even know.
Add it to the tally. But honestly, that little gnome hasn't got a big enough picture and thinks far enough forward. I can't follow this going forward. I'm out. The last thing I need is for him to pull a card and I'm a dwarf. Or worse.
I may need to ask for my dagger back.
Yeah. Why don't we go make sure Crex is somewhere safe? And we can discuss that after.
Fine. And she'll just start walking.
Cool.
I must have followed along after a minute, yeah.
So, Nook, as you approach the chapel, you can see that the doors, it's already ajar, but because of the size of the door, it's been purposely left. One of them's been left open. It's wide enough for an average human, never mind like a gnome, to fit through. So there's nothing impeding you from just generally walking in. It's it's pretty an open place because of it's a place of worship. You walk in, and it has this impact on you that at one point in history, that this chapel might have been like a shining beacon, in contrast to what you see outside of the building and its surrounding. It has a very bleak sort of atmosphere because it's in the constant shade of the sun, you know, that kind of thing. So inside you see there's a lot of tapestries and iconography of a sun. There's a human figure that's wearing this like golden robe. The face is like typically nondescript. They all seem to be slightly different in each of them, but everything's that old, not really been taken care of. That a lot of the material, which is typically like bronze and copper and gold that's used to make like candelabras and all that kind of stuff, has been faded and shipped away, so it looks it looks very run down. You know, it looks like a well used or an old place.
Oh no. Okay. Is there anyone that looks like an authoritative figure, or just anyone who looks like they wear robes or some weird shit, like some priest shit?
Yeah, there's an elderly sort of gentleman. There's rows of seats that, if you can imagine, like just a normal church. There's loads of pews and stuff that line the chapel, and at the far end there's like an altar of some description, and there's an elderly sort of gentleman that's he's got this like large sort of bowl, and
a bowl.
Yeah, he's got this large bowl, and he's got it looks like he's got like a cloth with some water, and it looks like he's washing down or cleaning the altar basically. There's a staff that's leaning against the altar just next to him as well.
Okay. I realize I'm carrying like whatever Crex had as weapons. So I realize that I'm in a place of worship, and I either set them down, or if I can like wear them like as a bandolier, like around myself. Obviously they'll probably be a little bit loose on me, but I want to basically show that I am not wielding these weapons, that these are just things that I'm carrying on me.
Yeah, there's like a weapons rack, so to speak, where you can basically put your stuff before entering if you don't feel like you want to carry your weapons into a place of worship.
So I will do all of those things with all of my weapons, apart from the new boy.
Oh, the new hotness.
The new one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay. That one's just going to be strapped around my back. And then I will respectfully but quickly, like I'm not running and like shouting and flailing and stuff like that. I'm going to like quick paced walk towards him and get his attention by, you know.
Okay, so you do this like brisk sort of walk over to the gentleman. By the time you get there, Ignatius probably just about at the door with Crex. As you get to the elderly gentleman, you recognise him from the night previous at the tavern. It's the elderly gentleman that was at the bar.
But of course it is. Course it is. Of course it's the guy that we tried to have a fight with. Fuck.
You can see that he's got the same milky eye. He's all wrinkled. He's got the same sigil that's above the door that's tattooed on his forehead, even though that it's been, you know, worn away a little bit over the years. He's got this slight hump, you know, with his head's slowly going into his body, and his shoulders have gone up a little bit. He doesn't notice you to begin with until you get his attention, and he's like, he turns to you and is like, yes, little gnome, what can I do for you? Is there like a scowl on his face where he's not entirely sure what you're doing here, but he's trying to be as welcoming as possible.
Right. So can I make a religion check to see if I know like what's going on with the like whose house this is basically?
Okay. Yeah. Do
Who's the big guy in this shop? Right. Oh, that dice has just gone away. Ooh, that is going to be a 21. Gosh darn it. Yes, that is a 21. I rolled a natural 18.
Ooh, that is a good roll.
Where did that dice go? There it is.
You know this place quite well. You've seen quite a few of them up and down the Sword Coast and on like various other adventures that you've probably gone along with your uncle. This is the house of the Morning Lord. This is the house of Lathander.
Ooh, Lathander. To the Morning Lord. Now, is that morning as in like, morning, or is it, I'm sad, morning?
Morning. as in like happy morning.
Hey! Morning Lord. Lathander. Right. Okay, so, Nook doesn't know shit about religion, so he doesn't know what to say to this guy. Like, he doesn't know. So he's just gonna go, my apologies from the previous night. My friend and I, we had way too much to drink and we were out of line. I will make it up to you, I promise, but I need your help. It is a dire emergency.
Let's see. It's like no bother, no bother, my son. It's fine. The locals around here tend to be off-put with outsiders. No harm done, no foul. It's okay. He looks past you and he sees Ignitia dragging Crex, so to speak, somewhat down the old alleyway.
Very dexterously dragging her down.
Carefully dragging her. I'm at least making sure I'm not swinging her into a wall or something.
Or into a pew. Those
Or
things
into
are
a pew.
fucking... those things
Yeah,
are
they're pretty fucking solid.
He's like, without like, he kind of gets the gist of what you're gonna ask. You see that he puts the bowl down, and uses his staff to brush like a few, like there's like a clay pot and some like goblets that's on the altar. He just pushes them off. You hear them like clamour on the floor, and he's like, lady, just put her on here and we'll have a look.
But does he know she's a lady though? Remember, Ryan, she does have a beard.
Let me see.
I shave every morning.
Oh, do you shave? Alright, that's fair.
do.
That's disappointing, but fair.
Well, we established that basically I can kind of just go like this, and the lava beard just falls off and burns. So it's holes wherever we are.
It's kind of like you know, like if you like Greek fire, it's kind of like that, but in moose form.
At this point, you've got like the 5 o'clock shadow equivalent.
Yeah, and also with his role, he does assume her gender is female.
All right.
How dare you assume my?
How dare you? I have a beard.
So yeah, he feebly assists you in putting the body on top of the altar.
Don't say body, Ryan. Jesus, you know, there's a very final thing about the word body.
Whoa, I said body. I didn't say corpse.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I kind of just look at him and I I grab his hand and I say, anything you need, just let me know and I'll bring it to you, I promise.
He awkwardly looks at you and retreats his hand away. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I thought that one maybe a bit full on. Yeah.
A little bit. He like looks like, I mean, you've seen like medical people, so to speak, like look over bodies and stuff like that at some point. But he looks over and is like, I mean, is she drunk? She looks like she's fine. Looks like she's just sleeping. What seems to be the problem?
I look at Ignatia and I say, do we tell him everything?
Everything.
So
well, no, okay, hold on. Let me take care of this.
Right.
We acquired a magical item.
Very magical.
Very.
Okay.
Our friend touched said magical item, and then she dropped. She has not moved. She has not changed from this state since.
Okay. So what do you think? She's cursed by something that you may have bought?
Do
you have the item that she touched?
Yes, but I'd rather not throw it around if it's this dangerous.
It's very dangerous. It could also be very prosperous. It's very much a game of chance, if you catch my drift.
No, but he picks up the bowl, empties the water out, and he's like, puts it down next to Crex's body, and he's like, just put it, I'm not going to touch it, just put the item in there, just so that I can see it.
Did any of us pick up the card?
The card disappears.
It disappears. It kind of like fizzles into thin air, right? Yep. At least that's what happened with mine. So I did not break eye contact with Ignatia. I'm looking for any sign of like, hey, maybe don't do that. Is this roleplay? Is this canon?
As long as the other guy can't see, Ignatia will be.
Oh God! I slowly take the deck out, and I put it back in, and I say, just don't ask to draw a card. Don't mention it. Don't talk about it. Don't touch it. And I pull out the deck, and I place it on the altar, and then I stand back a pace.
Okay. Okay. So I can't say what you just said I can't say. Okay.
If you ask, she did not touch the deck. The deck was in my pocket the entire time.
Oh, okay.
She merely requested.
Right, okay. So I guess what I would have to do, you see he pulls out this like book from inside his robes. You see him flicking through the pages, and as you see him flicking through, you can see like bits of dust come off, like it hasn't seen the light of day for quite a while. It's a very thick sort of tome. He's flicking through. He's running his finger across the pages. He's like, okay. So anybody that's an arcane caster would recognise this spell. He waves his hand in like a circular motion, doing different sort of somatic sigils with his hands. And he casts Identify onto the deck of cards. And there's this look of like wonder and horror on his face as he realizes what it is. And then without saying any word to any of you, he flicks through some more pages, and he finds assumingly something else. And he places his hand over Crex's forehead. And you can see that his hand and his one good eye glow with like a yellowy gold light. And then there's it just stops after a few seconds, and it goes, okay. So your friend's body is absent of a soul.
Where's her soul?
That I cannot tell you.
Who can tell us?
I'm not sure if anybody can, in all honesty.
No, no, someone has to be able to tell us.
Can you locate it? Can you not tell where it left to, or where it's gone, or where she's... anything?
I mean, that item that you are for some reason carrying around in public should not really exist.
I know that.
And the fact that it does exist is troubling and comforting in certain aspects. Just find the page. Okay. The only way that you're going to be able to find your friend's soul is to find somebody that can cast, and this isn't going to be easy, they need to be able to cast a wish spell.
I don't even know what that means. What do you mean, a wish spell?
Some people that have studied magic, because you have to understand that magic is all about circles. That's how you manipulate the weave. You get an impression as he talks that he knows what he's talking about. Is more than what he's just been told. A wish spell is one of the only spells that can strip away your fate line and reinsert it or alter it or just change it in whatever context. It is a costly spell, which adds to its complexity, and the fact that you need to find somebody that can cast said spell in a region that forbids wizards. Not exactly an easy feat. You're more than happy to leave your friend's physical body here, and I'll make sure that somebody takes care of her until you can find your friend's soul. If that's what you wish.
It's the only thing we can do, Ignatia.
Or the only other option. And as he says that, you see that he pulls out a dagger from his cloak.
You better put that away.
Okay, he puts it away.
We can't take her halfway across the world back to the Sword Coast, we're going to have to leave her here.
How long would you be able to care for her for, or is this an indefinite thing?
I mean, we have facilities here to keep her body comfortable. I'm not entirely sure about if she needs to eat or if her body will wither away. However, I can make her body as, you know, non-sentient as it is, comfortable until you return.
You don't have to worry about funding. I'll make sure that you get some gold in your pocket to help for it. I'm a member of the guild for the merchants. I will make sure that you get all the gold you need.
Ah, well,
Yes, you will.
thank you. It'll just go straight to the church, but thank you very much.
I just want her. I want her treated with respect. You know, she may not have a soul in her body, but she's much more than just a body. All right.
Okay. What was her name, by the way?
Crexåri.
Okay.
No one is going to attempt to pronounce the last name.
No. I think it's Toddy's daughter, right? Toddy? Is that it?
So close. Thordy.
I try. I'm not doing it in the accent. You can... Yeah, no. Fuck.
Pick up your fucking deck before you forget.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pick it up and I'm going to walk. I'm going to go to Ignatia. I know you lot are going to blame me for this. I blame myself, really. Sometimes dealing in curiosities gets you in bad situations. But I'm going to take responsibility for this. And I'm going to make sure that Crex is seen to. But I'm going to need to give these back to Valdane if we're going to be able to pay for this.
You do
He's
whatever
gonna-
you need to do.
I just want to know that you're not just going to stab me in my back as soon as I turn around.
I am not the one you have to worry about.
Well, I'm checking off those boxes as I go.
Sorry,
I'll come
no means like making me laugh.
I'm coming for you, motherfucker! I said to Ignatia, I'm going to come back in a little bit. And then I'm going to go away for a little while. Maybe a day or two. But I'll be back. I promise.
I'm not sure we're going to be welcome in this town much longer. If they don't like magic, I'm not
They don't
sure
like
how
wizards.
they don't like
They don't
wizards.
like wizards.
Wizards
None
are
of us are
magic.
wizards.
No, none of us are wizards. However, we have a very peculiar pair of elves. And I am a giant elemental thing now. I'm not sure what I am. But I don't think that we can stay comfortably in this town much longer. So however long you need to be gone for, it needs to be short. Because we might not be here when you return.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Listen, I'll bring back the gold if I don't ever see you again and I don't make it out of what I'm going to do. Just let Crex know that, you know, she meant the world to me. I'll see you around, Ignatia. And
See.
I nod my head and then I walk out and I head over to Valdane's.
Okay. What is everyone else doing?
I was walking towards the chapel. So, do I see Nook exit?
I mean, you would have come in at the back end of that whole exchange.
Oh, right, so I would have, yeah.
I know I wasn't being stealthy about it. You know, you could have heard me if you wanted to. I don't mind.
I'm just gonna stand at the door and I'm gonna watch where he goes.
Yeah. I head over to Valdane's.
That's the weird magic man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The weird field.
He was the one who told me about werewolves, and I had a conversation that only you and I and him had. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I can't remember that conversation.
Yeah, well, that was the gist of it. Yeah. We'll head over to Dalbane's. His pants.
Once I've seen that he's gotten into Valdane's, I'll walk over to Ignatia, where Crex is, and I'll just kind of like stand looking at Crex and so what's wrong with her?
Her soul is gone. We don't know where, and the only way to fix it is with magic in a place that doesn't like magic.
Okay. Do we have a time limit on this?
We don't know. He's going to look after her, but we don't know if her body will survive without her soul, or if it's kind of we're making this up as we go.
You, religious man.
Yes, child.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a child.
Okay, my apologies. Yes, lady. That's a nasty scar you've got there.
We'll get to this in a minute.
Alright.
You will look after this woman. You will do everything that is in your power to ensure that she stays alive.
That's what I've agreed to.
Good. Because if I come back here with her soul, which I will, and she and her body is dead and unable to take her soul, your god is going to be very unhappy with me.
Okay, I get the gist. There's a look of he understands, but he's not intimidated.
Now, as you were saying before, yes, I have a very nasty scar on my face. That was very perceptive of you. Can you fix it?
I can. I can fix the burn marks on your face, but I won't be able to get rid of the darkness underneath.
Darkness?
Yeah. Looking at you is, as I can see, your friends here, assuming that they're your friends.
We are friends.
It's very rare to see chosen of another god walk into a place like this. You can't see it, but there you have an aura that just screams Lolth.
Maybe I like screaming.
He points at the scar on the side of your face, and he says, "I guess that you do." But I digress. He pulls out the tome again, and it's like he flicks through the pages. He casts Greater Restoration on your face, and you can feel the tightness and like the all the malled up portions of your skin just ease off, just like a tense muscle just relaxing, and this wave of warmth just go over you. As you touch your face and the side of your head, you can feel that it's nice and smooth again.
Excellent. I'll take out a gold piece from the communal gold and I'll put it in whatever donation plate he's got.
You fucking
out.
cheapskate.
Okay.
That'll
But I always my best friend, so...
not the platinum though.
Oh no, fuck that. And I will exit the chapel because I don't like being in there.
Okay.
Ignatius probably gonna follow after her because I don't think it's gonna be awkward in that chapel for a while.
Yeah, he puts the book away as Genevieve is walking off, and he goes into there's like an off room, and there's a door that leads into another room. He goes in there and he comes back with like a blanket and a small pillow, and he goes about like propping up Crex's head and covering over her with a blanket. He just goes about like making her comfortable, just where she is for the moment.
Where's Artemis?
Yeah, like what's Artemis doing?
Artemis has been like outside the chapel, just kind of leaning on the side the whole time.
Looking dramatic and moody.
Yep.
At least he's clothed now.
Yeah.
So now he's clothes dramatic.
It's really hard to look like dramatic and moody when you've got your willy hanging out.
Flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
Not trying hard enough.
It's when he starts tucking it in between his legs and
Oh no. Oh,
singing
fucking
Goodbye Horses, and it's not good.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So when everyone is outside, I'm guessing we'll gather together.
Are you on about you three? Because
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jin just says, we need a magic caster. We're not going to find one here. We want to get back to the Sword Coast. We could probably do it the old-fashioned way. And we could stop off and say hello to some of my old friends.
Wasn't that the plan to begin with?
I don't
Was
think
it?
visiting old friends was the original.
I am definitely not welcome.
Well, I meant getting back to the Sword Coast.
The Sword Coast? Yes, definitely. But the Surging Isles is on the way, and there are a lot of magic casters there.
Are there any powerful enough to cast the wish spell? Because that's what we need.
Oh yes, probably.
And will they do what you ask? Or
If they kill me, probably yeah. It might be it might be a trade-off, but at this point, it's worth it.
We'll work around it.
What about the gnome?
Fuck the gnome. I see him again. He's dead.
He's gone to try and secure funds for Crex to make sure that there's no reason for them to not look after her. I think he isn't happy with himself. He said he might be gone a couple of days.
He's walking around with a weapon of mass destruction in his pocket, with no idea on what he's doing. You really think it's good to leave him alone?
I don't trust him. At all. I never have.
Let's forget we're here now because of him.
But we're out of the Underdark.
He's a charismatic bastard, and he knows people, but that doesn't mean I don't trust him. Sorry, that doesn't mean I trust him.
All I can say is that maybe we give him a chance to fix this. I don't think he's going to be able to fix this to the state that we'd be happy with. But for now, I think it's best to keep him close than to let him leave.
What do we do now? Just wait for him? Here?
I think we should go back to the tavern, keep a low profile, hope that the locals will just carry on and pay no attention to us. We've already drawn enough attention to ourselves.
I don't think the people in this town want us here much longer.
No, they don't. But
Fine.
we've been running a lot, long enough. All the days, wait for the idiot to return, and if he's not back in 2 days, we leave. Because I will not risk her dying because he is doing something else.
Fine, he gets 2 days.
Artemis?
Fine. But if we find out that some city's been destroyed because he decided to pluck his cards,
Then we kill him.
Okay.
okay.
I guess we go to the tavern.
Yep, we do.
And we switch over to Nook. What's Nook doing in Valdane?
So I walk as a man walks with purpose. All right, I am straight to the point. There is no more of Nook's bullshit that he usually spiels, and he straight up just slams the deck on the counter or the area of which Valdane trades, and he says, "I've got a real gem for you. Let's talk cash."
Okay, I'm not really sure what... Okay, right, fine. Speak! And he puts his hand on his hip and one arm on the counter.
You, Valdane, are very much like me. You deal with reclaimed goods. Interesting reclaimed goods. Now, I have something that is not only very interesting, but also very powerful. So powerful It could destroy the entire world. How does that sound for interesting and powerful?
That sounds like something that I may be interested in.
Well, and I point down to the cards. I say, if you want to destroy the world, or something else, you could draw a card. And I smile at him.
Okay, he picks up the card and then shuffles through and like fans them out on the table.
Just to let you know, 2 cards have been drawn, so your chances of, destroying the world, they're a little bit increased.
Oh, he flicks through the deck. You can see all the different tarot cards that are there. Obviously, Nook and Valdane doesn't know what any of them mean.
Yeah.
But you see the range that's on offer. It's like, okay, this is an interesting offer. So what is it going to cost me?
A lot of gold. That's what it's going to cost you. As much gold as you can spare, and then maybe a little bit more. How about that?
Sure.
Can I also make like a, I don't know what check it would be, to know the general worth of something kind of like this?
Ooh.
Would that be a possibility?
You would need to either give me an identify spell, or you would need to give me a high DC check on an Arcana check.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll take the Arcana. I got... that is a 20, non-natural.
20, non-natural. Yeah, so... It's probably worth something in the region of 50 to 40,000 gold.
Woo! God damn!
Roughly about that, if you can find. Probably even a little bit higher, but I know. You don't really hear.
No, 50,000 is good, man.
Yeah, you don't
good.
really hear of people.
I like that.
You don't really hear of people trading off like really powerful items.
Yeah,
50,000 is a decent number. That's what your estimation.
Yeah, 50k. That's decent, man. Yeah. So much money. Oh God. Think about Crex. It's okay. All right. Just gotta save Crex.
Do you tell him the price? He's expectingly waiting for you to stop being vague.
I want to know what his offer is, so I'll say, why don't you make me an offer, and I'll see where we go from there. A negotiation, as it were.
I'll give you... You see him look underneath the counter, and he pulls out like a chest. He flips the lid up, and he sinks his arm all the way down to the shoulder inside the chest, which is Mary Poppins-like. You can see him rummaging around. I'll offer you 30,000 gold for it.
30,000 gold. Is that all your money? Actually, is that everything that you've got liquid?
I don't think that's any of your business, to be fair.
That's a very good point. I should not be trying to get into another man's ledger. That is very wrongful of me. I'll tell you what. Make it 35 and chuck in some cool items, and I think you've got a deal there, mate. And I'm talking the best shit, the really cool stuff.
Okay. Deal. And he spits on his hand and holds it out.
Woo! Yeah, I do the same.
Sweet. So he hands you a he hands you a. He
Oh,
reaches
and can you make one of those things a bag of holding, just to, you know, just to be a bit specific?
a bag of holding, you say? Okay, so
Aye.
he pulls out like a large sack, and you see him like open the drawstring up, and he starts chucking some of the coins back into the chest, and then you see him flip through, and he puts the bag, like the lighter bag, the now lighter bag, onto the table, and he pulls out it looks like a bag of holding. It's very similar to the one that that Genevieve's got, but you know, it'll do the job.
Yeah.
He puts the bag inside the bag of holding, and he passes it you. So you've got 30,000 gold, except for he's giving you in copper pieces, in platinum pieces.
That's absolutely fucking fine.
And he hands you a box, a small box. It's probably it's smaller than like the deck of many things. It's probably kind of like something similar to like a metal cigarette holder or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
And it's got like this like burnt wood sort of look to it, and it's being held. It's got like a thick leather strap that goes round and just clips over. It's just got like a button clip just to hold it shut.
Yeah.
It looks like if you took the leather strap off, that the two pieces would just come apart. There's no hinge or anything.
Yeah.
It's just that it's holding something inside.
Okay.
It is like, yeah, I think you'll find the novelty in this, and he hands it to you. He puts it into the bag of holding.
And what exactly is that, Valdine? May I ask?
This is some chalk that the wielder will be able to draw a door onto any flat surface to open a door to other places.
You know what? That is exactly the kind of thing that I need.
Oh.
You, sir, are a good businessman.
Ah, thank you very much. He does like this little like curtsy bow sort of thing. You see that he flips like all the deck of many things are like across in front of him, and he like a really good card player, he flips one side so they all teeter across, and he puts them together and starts rummaging through it, and then he draws a card.
Oh God! Fuck!
Dun dun dun.
I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but I was hoping that it would wait until I left. Oh God! You can't get the ones that we picked, right?
No.
Nah, cool. Right. So, worst case scenario, he gets 1d4 wishes and wish that I didn't exist, or that I, have no money anymore, and he gets all my money.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be fucked.
When will you learn to stop baiting the dungeon master?
Honestly, I think we've been playing for nearly a year now, soon, and I don't. It's getting January. I think we started playing. So yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's a never thing. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, thought so.
He. Oh, that's pretty good actually. I like that.
Oh no.
You see that he pulled two with like a sleight of hand. He pulled two at the same time.
All right.
And you see like these two cards that you don't see what they are, but as soon as he looks at them, that they vanish.
Mm-hmm.
They just disintegrate like they did for you. And then there's this look of sheer joy on his face, like he's just been handed something that's so incredibly just magnificent on his face. And then he vanishes. Just poof, gone. Like, not a word. It looked like he was about to say something to you, but then he's just boop, gone.
Is his shit all still there? Can I steal his shit?
You look around. The shop's still there, as in like the magical essence of the shop, where it's like rolling fields and stuff. But all of his items gone. The counter's gone.
Oh, he got the ruin! There's no way he got ruined.
The whole thing just vanished. But the shop's still there, and like the enchantments on it that makes it look bigger on the inside and all that kind of stuff is still there. But everything else is gone. It's not been. It doesn't look like it's been destroyed and shattered. It just vanishes out of existence.
Oh, okay. Do I still see the door, right? I'm not like trapped in this.
The archway's still there.
Oh, thank God. Well, you know, at least there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I can't steal any of his shit, I'm just gonna go. Oh, bye, Valdane. Nice to meet you. I didn't want to steal any of your shit. I'm gonna go now. Bye. And I'm just gonna fucking peg it. Just out, just away. And I'm gonna go into that very alleyway. And I am going to draw a chalk outline. And I am going to go. Actually, hold on. Do I get the impression that this is like a limited use type of deal? Like I should save it for like special occasions? Or
if you had an identify spell, you would know for
fuck!
certain.
I am going to go to the chapel where that guy has identify spells.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna head over to the chapel anyway. So I'm gonna go over to the chapel with my sack of moolah.
Cool.
And I am going to. I'm gonna head up to the. Is the guy still there?
Yeah, he's still there. By the time people have gone and that kind of stuff, he's moved Crex's body to somewhere that's not publicly on display.
That's fair.
But he's there with a like middle-aged gentleman that looks like somebody that helps out around there, and he seems to be talking to him about just like everyday matters, really, just like general chit chat.
I wait. If it's general chit chat, I'll wait for him to finish his conversation. But I'll put myself in eyesight of him just to let him know. I'll probably like sit down on a pew, like within his eye, within his peripheral vision, so that he knows that I'm waiting. But I want him to finish whatever he's doing. I'm not in a rush.
Okay. A couple of minutes pass, and then it becomes quite obvious that he's aware that you're there.
Yeah.
And it's like the younger gentleman turns to you. He's roughly about middle age. He's probably in his 40s. He's completely shaven. He has a newer tattoo with a blazing sun on his forehead, with a similar sort of like robes that matches the elderly gentleman. And he turns to him and says, Dalibor, I'll deal with your friend here. If you want to go and tend to the did you say her name was Crex? He agrees, and like the elderly gentleman, he walks off as you hear the end of his staff like cling against the stone floor as he walks away. He's like, greetings, Nook, was it?
Aye, it was. And I stand up and I say, name's Nook, Albert Nook Stoutleaf. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Father.
They call me Severus.
Severus,
Yes.
correct?
With a C.
Severus. Nice, dude. Nice. I gesture, please, can we sit for a moment?
Sure. He gestures for you to sit down on one of the pews, and he sits on the one in front.
I didn't catch the. I'm guessing he's your superior in the chapel. I didn't catch his name. Would you mind introducing me to him? Well, telling me his name. Sorry, not introduce. He's fucked off.
It's like, well, you messaged him. You
Messaged. Yeah, I hit him up on Twitter.
He's
Slid into the
Sliding
DMs.
into his DMs.
Yes.
The elderly gentleman was the one that you were talking to earlier, the one that just left. Obviously, his name is Dalibor. Severus says, is like, yes, Dalibor is the eldest within the order. Really, he shouldn't be doing a lot these days. He's not too far from the end of his life. However, I digress. What can I do for you, Nook?
I'm sure Dalibor has briefed you on the situation that my friend is in, I presume.
Yes, she's been taken care of downstairs in the catacombs. As you can appreciate, we don't have much room up here. However, downstairs is completely safe. She'll be well looked after.
I understand
She'll
that,
be comfortable.
my friend. Truly, I do. Your chapel seems to be wrongfully so in a point of disrepair, or not deserving of the glory it once had. I would like to change that, because you have done me a kindness by taking my friend in.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something that I would like to ask you. The catacombs is no place for a woman who is still alive. It's there for the dead. Now, I want her to have a room. I want her to be able to see the sun. I want her to be able to feel its warmth on her skin. I want to see her fed and bathed and watered. I want her to have the necessities and the respect that any living person deserves. Do you understand that?
Yes, yeah, I fully appreciate that. So, Walt.
And as he's kind of talking about this, I start just getting bags of platinum. And I'm going to get probably about 15 to 20k. I'll say 20k.
Okay.
And I take 20k out of platinum pieces. And I am now going to mark that off of my character sheet. Bye, money. Oh, hi, money. I still have so much.
He's like, yes, I can arrange for that to happen. We might need to move her to the Black Hallows, because there's no sunlight reaches this settlement. Which is fine. It's not a problem.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
About the Thunder?
Yes.
Why is it that in a place so dark, you worship someone who is represented by the sun?
Because this is where he's most needed.
That's very true.
There was a point in our history where the Mords weren't the rulers of this land, and the greyness that exists beyond this walls didn't stretch in every direction. Those days are long gone, and this chapel all exists of any reach that Lathander has.
That's sad.
You see that he's a bit welled up about it. That there's a point where he wants to say something else, but then he stops.
I grew up in a place where you couldn't even see the sun because the trees were so thick, so high up. It's almost like the sun didn't exist.
Yeah. Simpler times. Before my lifetime, I'm afraid.
Being a man who follows the sun and longs for it and its embrace, would you say that you dislike the creatures of the moon?
No. Life has its own place, as well as in death. The Order of Light was once a organization that helped individuals that were taken before their time, regardless of the reasons why. I don't hate the Mords or any of these creatures that lurk in the shadows. They're there just as much as the angels or the celestials are in the places of light. It's just a never-ending cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Does that answer your question?
Not really, but when does it ever?
It's part of my job.
One last thing before I leave you to, well, your work.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know the similar spells of your elder, more particularly the identify spell?
Yes, I can assist you with this.
I have this little trinket that I think might have some magical uses. It was given to me by a very dear friend, and I was hoping that you could tell me if it is as I suspect.
Sure. Can I have a look at this item?
Absolutely, and I take out the little silver case with the leather strap.
It's like, may I open it? It's not gonna.
Don't worry, this one probably won't destroy the world or put you in a coma.
I hope not. So he's like, okay. So he unclips the strap. He opens. He parts the case that covers them both. He pulls out a bit of chalk, a bit of white chalk. It looks like it's been used at some point. It's still roughly about 2 to 3 inches long, but it just looks like an ordinary bit of chalk.
Yeah.
He holds it, puts both his hands around it. You can see that he goes through some sort of like ritual of saying the incantations out loud. And he's like, okay, this item will enable you to open a door to another plane, but I can't I can't see where it goes.
Right. Another plane.
Yes, and he goes off into this like rudimentary spiel about other planes of existence because this is the material plane and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a very like somewhat simple, but it sounds like a sales pitch, kind of like he's trying to really emphasize that beyond the material plane there's a lot of evil shit. So
yeah,
Lathander is the only one that can bring light to the darkness, etc., etc.
Yeah.
He puts the chalk back in its case and is like, I'm sorry, I couldn't help.
You have helped more than I could have hoped. Thank you for that, and for the conversation. It's been weird past couple of weeks. Not had a lot of insightful conversation with nobody. So thank you for that.
It's just always a pleasure to have a conversation with people that aren't locals.
I'll leave you to your work then. Thank you, and I take the chalk back.
Yeah.
And I don't say a prayer to Lathander, because I don't know the proper rituals or the proper things to say, but I do get on my knees and I close my eyes very tightly, and I do the only thing that I have ever known, and I hum a little song to myself, and I think about all the times that me and Crex, got into it, and I think about all the stories that my uncle told me about her, and I pray to anything that is out there to look over her. And I do that for a few moments, and then I leave.
Okay.
And fuck. The next place where I go is to Reginald.
Okay. Reginald is at the stables where you left him. He hasn't moved.
Oh, right. Don't want to burn a speaker with animals to get really sad. Hold on. It's like what, level 1 spell, right? Yeah, level 1. Yeah, I'll burn a speak with animals to have a combo with my boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to tell him, you're right, buddy. I'm gonna be going for a little while, just a couple of days. I'll be back, I promise. It's gonna be really dangerous, so I don't want you to get hurt. So I'm gonna make sure that you're fed twice a day, maybe even 3 times if you're good. And maybe if you're good, I'll tell the stable master that she can give you a little bit of mead on a night to help you sleep.
There's a moment where he looks at you, doesn't really say anything for a moment, and it's kind of like a long pause where you do get to a point where you think, did I cast that correctly, or am I just talking to him normally? And it's like, yeah, man, what up? It's like, yeah, like she takes care of me anyway. I thought, she gives me fucking mead. It's like, I swear down, she puts other things inside me. But whatever. Like, leave me here if you have to. It's fucking leaving me.
I'll come back, I promise, and I'll have friends, and we're gonna go on a big adventure after that. Promise.
Yeah, okay, sure. Pinky promise.
Pinky promise, and I scratch him between his ears, and then I guess I go off in the direction of the Baron, wherever he might be. Oh, yeah. Because he was the one who put the bounty out, I believe.
Yeah. So the Baron's at the castle, the fortress. So whilst you go and try and locate the Baron, what is everyone else doing?
Well, I guess we go back to the tavern, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Probably.
you know, just to hang low while Nook has his little fucking side adventure.
Yeah, like
Hey.
Nook's. It's like Nook's day out.
You know, the other guys who don't like me. You know what I mean?
Okay. You what are you doing in the tavern? Anything in particular?
I'm just going to be asking people, gathering information about the town, about the Baron, like the big, you know, who inhabits the big manor. If there's been, you know, anything of interest happening.
Can you say that last bit again, Naomi? My internet started to jump around and shit.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. What was the last thing that I said that you caught?
You go into the Baron, and then it started to
No.
get a bit...
Oh no, sorry. I want to gather information from the patrons about the town itself. If there's any people of worth in the main town. Who the Baron is, who the family is that lives in the manor, and if anything interesting has happened.
Alright, okay. So what you learn from... Well, you guys that went to the tavern, basically, you get there and you find that it is vaguely... it is vaguely busy. It's like late day, early evening. So it's probably classed as evening at this point. And there's a few locals in. You can see that there's some like farm hands nearby. A few that you recognise from like the day previous. There seems to be like a dwarf sat in the corner, like red hair, freckles from where you can see. Everyone else tends to be it's a human prominent like settlement. There's the two bartenders that are there. You don't recognise them. They look like they're just helping out. There's a tiefling in the room as well, an albino tiefling that you haven't recognised. It does send you a little bit on edge as soon as you see a tiefling. But, you know, rest assured, it's not the one that cut your hand off. So, yeah.
Okay. Do I learn anything about the Baron? The family that are living in the manor?
Yeah, so you find out after talking to a few of the locals that word has it that the Baron is currently not in the good books with Henrik Maud. Apparently he's upset. He's upset the Von Mauds recently by not paying tribute. More specifically, not bending the knee when he's supposed to. So people reckon that sooner rather than later the Von Mauds will send somebody to basically put him in his place. The Baron's family died roughly about 20-something years ago. He has no descendants. There are a few people that work there. To name a few, you already know of is it Hannah, the cook? If I remember, you already met the cook. You met her kids as well. There's also Gabriel, who is the eldest steward.
You're breaking up a bit there, Ryan.
Where did I get to?
Abraham?
Gabriel.
Gabriel, sorry. I have like the worst short-term memory.
I will write Abraham in my list of male names.
That name came to my head because we've been watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah, so someone mentions the elder steward of the castle, who's a gentleman called Gabriel, who was in another life a wizard that was cut off from magic, and was taken in by the Baron.
And anything weird happening in the town?
Yeah, like you've heard about the problem that they've got with the werewolves surrounding the closer forests towards near some of the other towns that are nearby. Asmar, Black Hallows and Orc's Rest are all having problems with werewolves or some other like monstrosities, either terrorizing their livestock or attacking villagers in the night. There's also a couple of reports of a what do you call it? Black chariot, a black cart being seen in various locations around the area, being pulled by some spectral steeds, but you're not sure what that's about. General folklore, superstition, maybe.
Okay. Once I'm satisfied with the amount of information, I'll order a drink and I will sit with my compatriots, but I will keep a close eye on the tiefling and the dwarf because they stick out like sore thumbs. And I just want to watch them for any sort of suspicious behaviour.
Yeah, the tiefling, by the way, just to give you a little bit more of a description, she has like a side part in, but one of her horns is broke. She's got like a set of ram horns, but one's been smashed. But it's got you can see that's has rapidly broken. And she's got some like ritualistic sort of scarring across her forehead that goes onto the broken horn. Heavy sort of armor, and it's got like a big sort of like scythe that has like a mechanism on it that basically flips it down shut, so she can open and close it when she wants to. That's leaning against the table where she's sat, and she seems to be drinking alone. The dwarf as well seems to be drinking alone. They're like kind of like on opposite ends of the tavern as well.
Okay. Okie dokie. That's me.
Artemis, Ignitia, awfully quiet.
I imagine Ignatius just walked in to the tavern, sat down somewhere, and just tried to plan how they're going to get to the is it the surge? I've forgotten what it's called already. The surging sunken. I can't remember. I'm really bad.
The Surging Isles.
That's it. I couldn't remember if it was Surging Isles or Sunken Isles. I was like, I don't remember. This is not good.
I am now writing Sunken Isles onto my notepad.
Yeah, damn it! I should have copyrighted that.
Could be the slippery isles.
Copyright future fuck ups. But yeah, probably. Did we ever find a map?
We didn't really get a chance to find one or ask.
No, we didn't. I'm gonna wander around town trying to find a map, because that would be a good start.
Okay.
Where would one find a map?
Okay, so there's some local stores, that kind of thing. There's a local shop inside the fort, but there's more. You'd probably have a better chance in the daytime when the market's on, because there'll be more specialist sort of like merchants and stuff like that. Basically the store that inside the settlement, it's more kind of like your corner shop sort of mentality.
Yeah.
It's not really sort of like, you know, a wider range of stuff.
Need to find myself a fancy Morrison's.
Yeah, it's got your eggs, milk, and cheese, but you know that's probably about it. Make an omelette.
Information.
Well, that's to hell with my plan then. I'm gonna go to the tavern and drink myself stupid. No, not stupid, but I'm gonna have a couple of drinks.
Okay. The drinks, a couple of the drinks that they serve. One's called Tej. It's kind of like a mead. It's like an amber sort of like color, an amber sort of like color to it. It's probably what we would consider as mead. It runs for 5 copper.
What's the second drink?
The second drink is called something I didn't prepare. The second drink is called the Lizard's Tail.
Fantasy. Oh.
And it's kind of like a low end cheap version of Disaronno.
Jesus.
Fantasy Disaronno?
Yeah.
They have Fantasy Jägermeister.
That comes later.
Later. Okay, cool.
But they serve it in the same sort of like flagons as like Tej or like just cheap ass ale. They don't separate drinks and stuff unless it's wine. Then they get fancy with wine. That's probably about it. So yeah.
Ignatia will order one of each and go and sit down with them both.
Okay. What is Artemis doing?
Artemis has been thinking, and
Did it hurt?
yeah, a lot. I think we need to get some things out in the air and get sorted. Namely, how Genevieve is alive.
I died. I was in what I thought was the afterworld. And then I saw that tiefling. Not that one. The one that was
The hand stealing one.
the hand stealing one. And he was with, I don't really know, 2 figures covered in shrouds. And he just appeared from beneath a lake, and then I woke up.
So someone you know brought you back to life, and you don't know how.
Don't know how. Don't know why.
Right. And clearly you're still tainted with Lolth-ism.
That's what the old guy said.
So do we have to worry about Spider Goddess trying to kill us again?
To be fair, she hasn't tried to kill you.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's a good point. If you're a servant of Loth,
Yes.
and you are kind of, sort of, a little bit cursed by Loth,
Mhm.
this is very awkward.
Well, I can't say what will happen if she says, "Oh, that elfie guy. Yeah, I don't like him anymore. I want him dead." I can't say what will happen if that happens.
So what you're saying is we still can't trust you.
You can't trust Lolth. Is the thing.
But you could turn around and try and kill one of us any minute.
I have no reason to want to kill either you or Ignatia.
So is it like a body control thing, or?
Well, when I was killing those guys in the Underdark, something came over me and it was all just a bit hazy. Like a rage. I wanted to kill them, but then I also felt like she wanted them dead as well.
Two birds, one stone type deal.
Yeah.
Deity possession isn't really in my wheelhouse, so I'll table that for someone else to figure out.
No, it's
Well-
not mine either, to be honest.
So what's the plan about Crex?
At this point, the dwarf at the park, if anyone's looking at her, she perks up.
I am periodically keeping my eye on both the dwarf and the tiefling.
Doesn't do anything. She just sits there, sipping a drink, but she's perked up.
We must change the subject or go to more private dwellings. If we want to continue our conversation of our plan.
I think we should go to Genevieve and I's room. But I'm taking a bottle of wine upstairs.
Fair enough. I won't be drinking tonight. I want to stay sharp.
Sure.
Yeah, and I will get up and I'll take my flagon of, I guess, water, and I'll just go upstairs.
Party hard.
Designated driver!
I guess Iggy will follow after. And then look to Artemis and be like,
Yeah, Artemis is coming. And he's following up the stairs as well.
oh, yes, I'm about to say.
So what does Kelly's new character do?
She speaks to who's behind the bar.
Behind the bar is who have you met so far? The bar people.
The kid.
I
Yeah, the
can't
one
remember
that,
the name.
know me really upset.
I didn't write his name down because he clearly means absolutely nothing to me. No.
There's a ginger kid behind the bar. I say kid. He's more of a early 20s You met him earlier when you walked in and you bought a drink.
Cool.
His name's Grigor.
Grigor?
Yeah.
Hey, Grigor. What room are they in? And she slides a gold piece across the bar.
Ooh. Persuasion. With advantage.
That'll do. 25.
He tells you all the rooms that they're in.
Okay. I go up and try them one after another, knocking on the door.
You hear a knock coming from somebody else's room. There's a silence. And then there's knocking on your door.
I get up and I stealthily move to the side of... does this door open into the room? Or does it pull...
Into the room.
Okay, so I'll stand on the side of the door where the hinge is. So if the door opens, I'm behind the door.
Cool.
As I'm knocking, I'll be saying, I heard you mention Crexåri. I think we need to talk. I'm her wife.
That just got awkward. You mean the dead wife, right?
Exactly the reaction I wanted.
Fuck.
Jen will signal to one of the others to open the door. She'll just
Iggy will get up and open the door. And then just make a comment about how dead people don't seem to stay dead anymore, and then just sit back down with her alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody else is dead people.
Yeah, I know, right?
My name is Catherine.
Yeah, we've heard about you.
You're very quiet, Catherine.
Is my mic really quiet?
A little bit.
Little bit.
It's okay for me.
Sorry, you and your perfect hearing.
Ooh, that's a lot.
As Catherine enters, Jen takes a step forward behind her, rapier out, point under the chin.
Okay. Whoa. Just hold the hands up. I don't know how I'm here. I woke up with a voice in my head. I thought I died. And I woke up on a horse with a voice telling me to find her soul. I think this voice is my God, but I don't know how I'm alive.
Oh, great. Everyone hears a voice, and suddenly it's a god, and next thing you know... Okay. Genevieve, did you ever meet Crex's wife?
No, but you know what she looks like. Crex has described her to you before.
No, she's been long dead before I met Crex.
And Nook probably hasn't met her either.
Nook will have done, but Nook's not there.
Yeah. So, how the fuck are we meant to take your word that you're a dead lady, come back from the dead, who's suddenly hearing gods?
Well, I mean,
I'm going
hello,
cast
to be
Zone of
fair.
Truth.
Shut up.
To be fair, she like raise her hand like,
Genevieve.
hello.
Genevieve. She's taking your shtick. You shouldn't be standing for it.
I cast Zone of Truth within the room.
I'm not going to say it. I'm
No.
not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, McElroy. You sweet baby angel.
Baby angel in his 60s.
Yep. Don't care. Age doesn't discriminate, baby angels.
Artemis, did she cast Zone of Truth?
I don't know. Did she?
I did.
You're the magical bullshit one. You're meant to know.
So would that be like a charisma check?
Yeah, so you make a check. If you fail, you cannot speak a deliberate lie whilst within the sphere.
Okay, what's the DC?
15.
Okay, well I failed that, so I go to say no, but go yes.
With a look of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what.
So she is or she isn't?
I think she is.
Iggy, he could be lying, and she hasn't cast Zone of Truth. A spell to make us not lie.
You're always assuming that I'm lying.
okay.
It hurts my
That's
feelings.
right. Zone of Truth. I know what this is.
Right, okay.
I know that he's telling the truth.
What
Obviously
we're
you
going
don't
to
believe
do,
me.
Genevieve, you and I, we're going to try and tell a lie.
It should be good.
And if we can't, then all this shit could be true.
Literally say anything.
If you try to say a lie and you say a truth, you know it's working. And then if Ignatia does the same thing, she knows it's working.
Okay,
You're not
for
convincing each
example-
other, you're convincing yourselves.
No. Okay. I'm going to try and say that Genevieve is blonde.
Make a charisma save.
20, not natural.
You lied, but I know you've lied.
See? She could be lying. My point is proven. I'm being stubborn.
So
No, I just look stupid.
you just want me to tell a lie and see if.
Well, actually, no, we should probably try and get her to tell a lie, see if she can beat the Zone of Truth, and then...
Well, hang on, Genevieve, jump into my pants off again.
No!
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh God! She goes yes. No, she goes no. No, she goes no because she actually doesn't. But yeah, she failed the charisma saving throw.
I find that this helps cut out the bullshit.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that lately.
What year is it?
Ryan, what year is it?
Yeah, good question.
Just a rough.
14...
In the year of our father.
1468.
It's the year of the fantasy rooster.
And it's actually the year of the Gilded Circle, but carry on.
Oh, saucy!
Well, where I'm from, it's the year of the fantasy rooster.
I have been gone for over 30 years. Where is my wife?
If only
Yeah.
here, then we could get Nook to explain.
Nook, do I have to kill him?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes.
don't mean Nook, little gnome.
Yeah, Nook and Cranny or something. I don't know. He did
I'm not going to
something-
kill him.
Oh, well. Sit down. You might change your mind.
He's the reason Crex is not with us.
What happened?
Well, he
He came across a magical item he didn't understand, and things got out of hand. I didn't mean that's wrong. I'm sorry.
lyrical mic drop.
Is she dead?
No. Her body is being kept in the chapel. And
She's a good
she
girl.
has no soul. Her soul is elsewhere.
Then I cannot rest until I find it.
You and me both.
If I truly have been brought back from the dead, and this is not some bizarre afterlife, that is my job.
Between Catherine and Genevieve, when you both look at each other, Catherine, you see like it's kind of like a slight creeping shadow that's kind of like a silhouette around Genevieve. It's ever so faint. Genevieve, you see like it's kind of like an afterglow behind Catherine. There's like a silver. It's like a bright silvery sort of light. It's ever so faint, but it's there. You can see it's there. You don't see anything like that with anybody else.
Do I recognise that she is similar to me in the fact that she's apparently come back from the dead?
No, you're not entirely sure why. Given Catherine's, from my knowledge, wouldn't have any experience when it comes to things like this.
Yeah, no, God knows she's a soldier. She kills people.
Yeah.
And heals people.
But when you look at your own hands, you don't see any sort of like effect when you look at your own. It's only when you look at somebody else that's.
I'd like to use divine sense.
Okay.
And any celestials, fiends, undead, consecrated, desecrated within 60 foot.
One moment.
My celestial warhorse is outside, so that counts.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
know,
wasting a
just,
spell slot to bring it back.
just the celestial warhorse, celestial warhorse, that kind of thing. Jesus.
You do detect your warhorse. You also detect like ever so faint sort of like sense of desecrated area, but it's not a bit of land, it's emanating from the direction of Genevieve.
Okay. Cool. I'm not going to do anything about it, I just wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
You have darkness in your hearts, but I think you know my wife quite well and are friends with her. And she doesn't pick evil companions.
She is my best friend. She helped me through a very tough time. Taught me a lot.
I'm glad that she found you and you found her, because she was having nightmares from all of her friends lost before I was stabbed. And I can only think that made it worse. So to have a friend, I'm glad she found someone to take care of her and someone to take care of.
It's probably like, you know, needless to say, she's taken the rapier and put it away by now. Like, she's not just been there this whole time, like, I'm gonna stab you up. I'm gonna make your shish kebab out of your head, mate.
Let me tell you about the time I beheaded a wolf.
Yes, with this thing.
With a stabby pointy sword.
Yeah.
So, will you allow me to join your ranks?
You can for me.
Look, you look a little squishy, all of you. She's there full plate, by the way.
Well, I have
Calling squishy.
died, so yes. You could say squishy. Also a little bit flammable.
I'm very flammable. Very flammable.
She looks at Ignatia and goes, I can see, yes.
He's all of those things. And also sometimes a little bit naked.
Gayer by the second.
Yeah, we picked him up from a nudist cult that we found a while back.
I think I broke Nathan.
What's great is that, like, Iggy can lie about all this shit because she passed the charisma roll.
Oh, I'm taking advantage of it, don't worry. Yeah, we found Artemis in this strange nudist cult where they worshipped living inside of spider sacks and apparently making bad life choices. Right, Artemis? That was how we met?
You all went all like talking about people, and I stopped paying attention.
Just nod and say yes if you can pass the charisma test.
Nodding no.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
So,
I would like to go and see my wife.
Yeah, that's...
I will escort you to the chapel because there is some business that needs attending. Probably good that you came with me as it pertains to your wife's belongings.
Okay.
so you guys make your way to... Do you make your way now, or do you make your way in the morning?
In the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what happens is all these events are kind of like happening all together. Pan away from all you guys. Just give a thematical sense of what's happening elsewhere. Crex himself sees a you can see when you look down, you can see your body, like your essence is what you would normally see.
Yeah.
But it feels like you can't move your arms. They're kind of flat to your side. You feel like you're stood up, but you don't feel a sense of there's like any sort of physical exertion to do so. So it's kind of like you're just floating like upright.
Okay.
And it feels cold around your extremities. Not cold in a way that it's freezing, just you feel like a sense of coldness, I guess. And you can see there's like this slight blue sort of haze to your vision. And It's just like everything's in sort of like different shades of blue. But further afield, when you focus, you can see clear bits of images every now and again. You can see like a very ornate fireplace that has a has this like carving of a lion next to it. There's like a chair, like this huge ornate chair in front of the fireplace that you can see. But whilst you're floating in this this thing that's containing you, you can feel like a sense of movement, like you're just bobbing around. So kind of like something inside a bottle that's sitting on top of water, so to speak. And you feel like you've come to rest of whatever container you're actually in. And then out from the right side of your vision, you see a face lean in to look at whatever you're contained in, and you can see a very familiar face of a red a bread coated figure, a red tiefling.
Oh, good.
That has like a
This
big,
motherfucker again.
cheesy grin on his face.
He's one really big breadstick.
And he taps on the glass that you're contained in, and it's just like huge sounds of thuds every tap that he does. And you just see him walk off he goes past the field of view of the fire from the fireplace, and you see him walk off as he fades into the darkness. And that's where we'll end today.
Fucking Malak. I swear to God.
Yeah,
this
guy's
motherfucker, he's a dickhead.
At this point, Crex takes a deep breath in and freaks the fuck out.
Just like screams into this bottle like, "Ah!"